Hello, my name is Kyle Roderick Ridley, and I have unhooked my phone, am at home alone, trying to remember that time I may have been molested by a Jeffrey Epstein clone. It's Rose-Colored Classist, episode 53. You wanted it. You wanted it. You got it. How am I? How am I? Well, I did just realize that Jeffrey Epstein most likely made tons of clones of himself. He was super into all that science shit, and he put his seed out there, and now I'm talking about it in your feed. We've brought it, doing it. Oh man, really? I think people talk about the deep state. I think that the government is run by a bunch of Jeffrey Epstein clones. That's where I'm at. Really, no. Look at a picture of every world leader, and in a way, don't you kind of believe that they sort of look like Jeffrey Epstein? Like if the cloning process is as difficult as I've been led to believe, they all just they're little fucked up little Jeffreys, little odd looking Jeffreys. Bill Clinton looks exactly like him. All right, Donnie T, maybe if he was Jeffrey, who just loved drinking Diet Coke, right? Bibi Netanyahu looks a little Epstein to me. Looks a little Epstein-y. They're all probably related. It's so bad. We're going to talk about it, but really, what about me? What about me first? How might you really want to know? Really? Well, I watched Forrest Gump again today. Did a lot of crying. Really so emotional. It's such a good movie. Why was I crying? I think it just finally dawned on me, like how banana shit crazy these last 60 years is. Forrest Gump goes through it perfectly, right? Just the American experience. Us, these simple, pathetic, trivial people getting put through maniacal, insane circumstances over and over and over again. You know, we've had to deal with Vietnam, insane mercantilism, capitalism, marketing. You know, they're making us run. That's tough. Exercise. No, it's a great movie about the state of America. We're all just trying our best, getting fucked by some bitch with AIDS. You know what that movie should cover is how the government made AIDS. They should cover that. It's from a lab. It's all from a lab. Just learned that Lyme disease is also probably from a lab. Over where Lyme is, it's a place. It's a city. It's something. No, really, it's so insane. We've been on a train, but we've been on a little ride ever since WW2, man. We've been going through it. It's like, you know, we're all on a train to fucking fascist town. All right, everybody's a fascist. Everybody's a lying piece of shit. No choices. And really, it's so sad. It seems like the only group of people left on planet Earth, you know, who could have fought tyranny, who did fight tyranny. We've been, you know, spinned up, you know, fucking poisoned. You know, we all got some kind of braces on our legs. You know what I mean? Such a good movie. And then we're too dumb to figure out what's really going on. We're all just too dumb. We're in it. We're in the most important part of it. We're first-hand witnesses, and still we cannot fucking, you know, come to our senses. Did a lot of crying. It's really all about Jenny. Man, I'm so tender. So fragile. Women, really, gotta be careful talking about women when I bring up Jeffrey Epstein. What was my 4th of July like? Is that what I'm pivoting to? I hung out with some girls. Hung out with ladies. 3 of them. I'm very polite. It was very nice. My friend, the good-looking guy I'm friends with, he on the 4th of July, he hits me up. He's like, "Hey, man, come on, hang out for a second." And I just thought I'd be hanging with the boys. Nope, this guy, he's so good-looking, he gets 3 girls around him. Do you know? He's like... But anyway, so, you know, I have my no chin, no hair, stupid glasses, fucking dumb face, rolled up, go up, hang out, and you know, the American spirit's alive and well. Okay, the Mexicans were still firing off fireworks. They were still doing it. They were hanging out with some. I was hanging out with some multicultural ladies. Really working hard, perfect English. I'm really just proud of the youth and the people. And it's like they don't even know that the whole society is built on lies. No, we were hanging out with these girls, and I swear to God, we started talking about Tower 7 to them. Sorry, they were old enough. Okay, they were pretty old. They were so old, very old girls we were hanging out with, and but they didn't know about Tower 7. They didn't know about it, so we that's how we celebrated July 4th. Me and my guy friend, comic man friend, solid dude. We educated some chicks about Tower 7, and if that's not what dating is in America right now, I don't know what is. It's a huge issue. Yeah, I do want to take a second, and I do want to extend my apologies and feelings, my hope or whatever, to the people in Texas who are victims of the flood. It's very sad. Please bring up a picture so we can all empathize of the Texas flood. Okay, that's not right. That is a picture of a video game character of the Halo series with a cowboy hat on. Who made this? This is not the picture I put. Who did this to me? Okay, no, this is not it. No, put up the pictures of the flood. Put up the pictures of the. Okay. This is a picture of Crystal Lake Camp of Friday the 13th. That's not in good taste. That's some young women died in a summer camp. That's very fucked up. What I did right there. Really, it's so awful. I'm so no one needs to die from natural disasters. Okay, we're here, 2025. I think we've handled nature. I think we've got it figured out. The floods were caused by cloud seeding. All right. I'm sure Jeffrey Epstein invested in that. I just don't want to make any jokes about this. Don't want to make any kind of snide remarks. People are dead. It's fucked up. The only thing I will say, it is nice to have another reason not to move to Texas. Okay, I'm a comedian in Southern California. I've had a lot of pressure to move to Texas. I felt a lot of pressure to do that. And then I see this flood, and I go, okay, whew. All right, maybe I made the right decision. Sure, everyone here hates me and is gay, but at least I'm not drowning. All right, no, I said the wrong thing. I I said something careerist, selfish, and flippant. Sorry, guys, just trying to be an American here. Trying to get in the spirit. No, no, really, guys, don't send your kids to summer camp. All right, don't do that. Is that not? This is a lesson for everybody right now. Don't send your kids to summer camp. Just make sure they're around. Make sure you're watching them. Okay. And really, speaking about kids, it's the Epstein episode. It is. We're doing it. Epsteinisode. Place your Jeffs. We're on it. I'm so excited. It's gonna be hell. But before we do that, let's watch a comedy bit first, right? I'm gonna want to watch a comedy bit. It's a bit about how hard it is to date as an adult. It's Garry Shandling. Come on, play him. It's appropriate. It's so appropriate what I'm playing.
It's weird to hear a girl laugh when I'm not making love to her. That's a weird thing. I'm driving her home, all right? Now, this is when I start to wonder if there's going to be any sex and, if I'm going to be involved. And, because I hate to be the one that sits out. So, all right, so I get her back to my new house. I sold my old house for $85,000, and my landlord was real upset about that. He said, renting that house. So, all right. Wait, so, here, all right, so, all right, I'm on the couch. This is the part going here, right? I'm on the couch, all right, and I'm really getting into it, and she comes into the room, and, I'm 33. I need a head start, basically. I'm warming up. This is like the on-deck circuit to me. I got a helmet. I put that cork under my eye so glare doesn't throw me off. So, yeah, I make love with my eyes open. Women think that's weird, but it's because I don't trust women, because, a lot of times I'll be making love to them, and they leave, and I want to know. So, well, we spawned, is the point, and I call it spawning, because that's what it's like when I do it. It's not a pretty thing to see. It's I don't know. It's like a trout gasping for air, and I don't know, there's a problem or something. I think it went great. I don't know. I passed out right away. But have you ever made love so good the next day you have aftershocks? It's like an earthquake. You're walking down the street the next day and you go, whoa, I gotta call her. You guys have been great. Thanks a lot.
All right, give it up for the regular old Jeffrey Epstein clone, Garry Shandling. He kind of looks like Jeffrey too, right? Am I crazy? Kind of a little bit. No, I'm kidding. Garry Shandling, incredible comic, total creep, kind of creepy, right? They don't get a little creep vibe from him. Now that comedy is from a bygone era. Couldn't exactly place like the context from which he's speaking, about all these personal experiences he's having. I'm not really sure, how people felt about sex or what people thought about it back then, especially. But there's a dynamic that he's getting at, right? It's a little self-deprecating. But what is this thing? Because the attitudes towards sex, I think, have to be evolved, right? We have to move forward. We gotta revolutionize. We did it once, we got to do it again. That's the thing. That's the thing about revolutions. You got to keep having them, especially when it's so important, right? Because sex, right? I mean, we can all say we're talking about it today. Sex at the upper echelons of society. Wealth, power, all those things we strive for, even family, right? It is definitely a little more complicated than an aftershock, right? A little more complex and maybe even dangerous than just a punchline for a joke. It's kind of frightening, actually, right? I mean, sure. We talk about sex has these very difficult consequences, even for the normies, right? Venereal disease. Who's got a little bit of venereal, right? Come on, look at me. You don't think I got a little venereal on me? I got HPV at least. All right, I either have HPV or I gotta stop using a straight razor to shave my balls, and my shaft. Use more shaving cream. I don't know. Something's going wrong. Got a lot of bumps. Right, and then on the other hand, kids, right? Consequence. I mean, maybe the best thing anyone can ever do, but also maybe the biggest mistake you ever made, right? Especially if you lose track of that kid at any point. But it does make me think, because obviously sex in the way Gary's talking about it is sort of a lower social activity. Right? Maybe it's something that you don't have to think too hard about. Maybe it's just about the the simplistic pleasure. It's interesting. It's interesting because there's we have all these sex crime categories, let's say, that have been hot last couple years. Me Too, I Too, all of us. Remember that? Remember that time? You're welcome for bringing it up again. Guys everywhere, stop worrying. Stop looking around your shoulder. It's fine. All right, this is a podcast. I'm a guy too. I'll never rat you out. Kidding. What am I saying? Right, and then with fucking Jeffy, Epi, Pizza, Gatey, Ellen DeGeneres with the fucking 2014 Oscars, the fucking $65 million Obama paid for hot dogs. Sex is getting brought up a lot because you can really do it wrong. You can actually do it pretty wrong. It's actually kind of insane how bad you could fuck it up. Not only could you be a loser, but you could make someone a loser for the rest of their fucking life. Okay? Don't molest people. It fucks them up. You don't get good people out of it. Sometimes, you hear they kill the kids after being molested, and is that maybe better? You think about it. I'm not gonna think about it too much. I'm joking. Oh God, why did I say that? I'm trying to reckon something here because, sex is obviously sacred, right? Who's been to church? sex is sacred. It's a powerful thing, and it can make you feel so intensely, right? I mean, love. Isn't love and sex hand in hand, glove and orifice, hole to hole? There's something really, and it's like, yeah, again, it's like the most important thing we do sometimes. And it can make you feel all kinds of emotions, things you weren't even prepared to feel. And here's the thing about this is that it's so dangerous, right? It's like, yeah, there are some cool people out there who can handle all the feelings. All right, there's people who can handle the feelings, and someone else wants to handle their feelings too. All right, but let's be serious. For a lot of the power hungry creeps, what do they got? What are they going to be like Gary, and smile while talking about how big of a loser they are? No, they want to win. They want to do awesome shit. But for some reason, in how they lose the mating game, it's not like they can just retire. Right? It's not like they can just quit. They have the feelings. They have the powerful feelings. And, these dark feelings, when you meet them with, social inadequacy, it's insane what can happen. It's super problematic. And, you worry. I mean, yes, Gary has his wonderful outlet. He's such a big loser, all right? He's such a sexual INEPTSTEIN. He's a total failure. And that works for him because he's a comedian and he makes money out of it. But, when you can't make money out of your failures, and especially when they're so integral to your, emotional security, it's you push people. You push people to a place where maybe they're going to do something real fucked up. And people have talked about it before. If you have all these dark, fucked up feelings, there are no reasonable outlets. Right? I mean, Louis C.K. has a great bit about how when he dies, he wants, sexual perverts to use his body however he wants, and for some reason makes a little song about it. Odd bit. I don't think you should look it up, especially when you hear about some of the things he's done. But there's a point in that where it's like, no reasonable outlets. There's no non-judgmental resources. I mean, a lot of these fucking creepy weirdo losers who, maybe can do some math sometimes. I mean, what do they have? I mean, I think a lot of the time they just resign to their own depravity, right? I mean, it's, their depravity is the only fucking real emotion that they're allowed to have. I mean, sure, maybe they have feelings of love and normal shit. They want the family, they want the relationship, they want something secure and sustainable. But they can't compete. They can't get the partners they want. And, what's left for them? I mean, they're not allowed to have those feelings. They don't get to have them. Nobody will share them with them. And, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, all they have is the anger, is the petty feelings. And then these guys, they just, give in to their hate. They give in to their sickness. I mean, sometimes, what makes them crazy is the only strength and power that they have. The only thing that motivates them. You have these, it's so fucked up. I mean, you have these, difficult, seemingly impossible dynamics between adults, with your peers, with, possible lovers. And, if you don't navigate it, then you're left with just a hard cock. You're left erect. And what do you do then? I mean, who's left, right? Yikes. I'm just saying, people in society, people may be pushed to pedophilia a little bit. Okay, fucked up thing to say. Not defending anything. I'm just saying, what do you do with these guys? I mean, look. No one, I mean, maybe, all right, this is tough to say, but I don't think anybody grows up wanting to be like a crazy sex criminal. I don't think that. I think that they are growing up, realizing that they're not going to be able to function with their peers for a extended amount of time, over the timeline of their lives, and they just, they give up, and they're out of the world. And then, there's another group out there that wants to talk to you, all right? And they all look the same. They all got gray hair and a nice smile. The only people to hang out with now are the Jeffrey Epstein clones, all right? You're not a normie. You don't get to fit in. Sorry, buddy. You're not cool. You're odd. You're gross. Gotta hang out with Jeffrey Epstein and his friends. That's all you get. The only group that you have left. Well, it's fucked up, man. Sad to say. All right. Maybe I got after something. I mean, Garry Shandling, obviously not a I love him. He didn't do anything bad. He didn't do anything bad ever. Not insinuating that. All right. I'm putting him up to show like a feeling that, guys have about women normally. And, when they fail out, when they bomb out, when they can't compete, when they can't do it, what's left for them? All we have left for them is fucking, to join Mossad, to join the CIA. That's all these guys can do. All right. Am I done on that? I don't know. I guess I just wanted to say that, honesty and secrecy, when it comes to your feelings, these things are not in contradiction with each other, all right, which is a huge problem. Okay, because when it comes to your feelings, all you need to be honest, the only person you need to be honest to is yourself. I mean, that'll function forever. And you have a right to your privacy. I mean, sometimes, people can fuck up, the emotional security you have. And I guess that's what I'm talking about. Where, people are honest with themselves. They give in to their, sick fuck loser life. And, they're forced to keep it a secret because, it's like their situation would be worsened by their honesty. And you can still do both. And you can still do it. All right. Getting after it. We're playing Saager and Tucker. We're going hard with the Urs. Yeah, I'm gonna let these guys talk a lot. I think it's important. It's seriously, this little lack of a list coming out. No lists for us. No clients. Totally up and up, legit. All they had was the plane. They just took little flights. Don't worry about it. What's the island? No island. These people, these men we're talking about, they're the island. Right on. Okay, no, it's Saager and Tucker, and they're yapping, and they're talking about the real feeling about it. I can joke and I can be silly and say the fucked up thing that no one ought to. I can do that. I did it. But these guys, they're really gonna get into I don't know, the reality. It's two parts. One's just the anger. One's just the feeling of just being robbed of what we were promised. And the second clip of them is the actual details, which, oh no, the details, the worst part. The worst part of life, the details. The devil's in them. Ain't that the truth? Okay. Hold on. Someone's knocking on my door. He looks like Jeffrey Epstein. What's going on? Okay, play the clip.
Something that you say that always resonates with me is I don't want to be lied to. And I specifically don't want to be lied to by the very people who built careers. And I'm talking here specifically about Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, and many others who now work for the administration, who fed MAGA and the American people and promised them to get to the bottom of this, only to turn their tune immediately upon assuming office, lying before Congress, talking about this is an obvious case of suicide, going on the Joe Rogan podcast, and effectively asking for some level of trust that I don't give to any government official. FBI Director Kash Patel said, if I had this information, don't you think I would release it? No, I don't, because actually your actions now just in the last couple of days only vindicate the idea that this is not only a systematic government cover-up at the highest levels, not only involving sex trafficking, but going all the way up to the top levels of the U.S. intelligence, the Israeli intelligence community, implicating powerful people, billionaires here in the United States, former prime ministers of Israel, our current president, former presidents of the United States, and for them to come out on the very day, or I guess the day before, that the Israeli prime minister is visiting Washington
for the third time
this year. Why exactly? Can we go over that? Last time I checked, this is a country we do about $52 billion in bilateral trade with, equivocal to like Singapore and Chile.
And Israel,
yes.
I think did you go to school in Israel?
That's right. I did 6 weeks in Israel. It's a great country. I like it a lot, but it's not about that. This this is about my country. And so watching this all just get perverted and then used and hijacking our government is just particularly offensive to me, not only just as an American, but I feel particularly not only deceived by the people like the FBI director and the deputy director, Dan Bongino, but the attorney general who went on camera after assuming her office on the White House lawn. These are supposed to mean things, and said thousands of victims. We have the client list. We have the flight logs. She held a little press conference, whatever event with so-called influencers in which she gave them the Epstein files, an infamous photo that was released. It turned out that that binder actually had redacted information in it, which was already public, just to demonstrate how they were turning they're turning the White House effectively into a performative show and making, light of the fact that there are hundreds, if not thousands, of underage victims. And it's just not the victims, it's the fact that it extends to the highest levels of the elite, the transatlantic elite, and possibly even beyond that, from some of the richest men in our country, presidents of the United States, former prime ministers of Israel. We're talking here about Bill Gates, Leon Black, Leslie Wexner, the richest and most powerful people in the world, the Nobel Committee, the the community, Harvard, MIT, the tentacles through which this operation had its hands in and stretches all the way back to the 1980s. It is one of the most disgusting intelligence operations, I think, in United States intelligence history, rivaling some of the things, eventually that led to the death of President Kennedy. And the thing is around this time, is just like Kennedy, we all know the truth. We know that this document released by the Trump administration is complete bullshit. And I guess that maybe, just like with the Kennedy assassination, they expect us to just get over it in a period of time. And I genuinely think it's incumbent on anybody who was either supportive of the president, any United States citizen, to say no. We demand absolute and total transparency on this case, and particularly of these government officials. Do not use your platform to enrich yourself on these podcast platforms and constantly talk about Epstein and the Epstein files, eventually assume office, change on a dime, and expect us to trust you. That is not how this works.
All right, Saager with the anger. Saager Piss and Jetty. Really? No. Okay, first off, can I just say it? Yeah, Trump is a grifting piece of shit. Right? Anyone figure that one out yet? He would say anything, did say anything, didn't have any real fucking things to do or talk about. Just fucking grifted us. Said whatever. Tucker doesn't believe that. No, Tucker's got it tucked, all right? That fucking no dick shit. Playing the line. Okay, I'll give Tucker a little more credit. He's a good boy. His family are owners of a frozen food empire. All right, this guy knows how to chill out. Okay, this guy knows how to keep the temperature down. His family's in the refrigeration business. Really, yeah, man. I mean, to talk about just how fucking fucked up, pissed off we all are. It's look, if we've all been checking out the clips again, and I've said it before, if you're at this podcast, you have seen every relevant clip on the internet. All right, so you've seen it where they talk, and hopefully you've watched this podcast yourself. I mean, what are you doing? No, turn this off and turn on that. It's way more interesting, and they're better talkers. Way more production value, which is the most important thing of a podcast. But yeah, man, just talking about how fucking, yeah, they're saying how this is like the issue. We're not going to forget about this. This is one of the moments, this is one of the biggest fucking issues that this, government got voted in on. They were supposed to fucking give us the juice. But what is this baby dumb bullshit? All right. You're saying it was all cool. It was all okay. Nothing really going on. I mean, this is fucking pathetic. You're breaking up the whole coalition, man. What about our coalition? What about the coalition? Your friends, Donnie, you're letting us all down. Really just pathetic. I mean, yeah, you give these people the power, right? We're talking, Saager is adorable, talking about the platform, the White House lawn, the front lawn. Remember when people said things out in the front lawn and it mattered? It was on the lawn. Remember, you do a speech in a room. It's added context. It's so much more important. And yeah, it turns out that they used us. They used whatever we cared about and fucking just did it, put themselves in, and now fuck it, right? do whatever you got to do to stay, right? I mean, seriously, this is it is hard to believe, right? It is hard to believe all the new people in government are corrupted by the same old system. Is did I mean that? It's so surprising. We're also surprised. Yeah, the government that we've called incredibly, insanely corrupt for fucking 40 years. It keeps going. There's still more people to fit in. What? Everybody who wants to do that job, to get in there, has to do this shit. Has to be a lying fucking loser. Has to have connections. I mean, do we all get it now? I mean, look, Donnie T, part of the system. Part of the system, all right? Motherfucker used to talk about his uncle a lot. All right? Anyone look into his uncle? I've talked about it. This guy, he's been a fucking spook. His family have been with the ties. They love ties. You don't think they're corrupt? No, his father, real New York real estate tycoon. I mean, the boy is in. The kid's been in, all right? Yeah, and look, Epstein died under Trump. What are we all so fucking flabbergasted about? I mean, I knew this. I mean, Tucker, you just got it. Yeah, they're lying loser pieces of shit, man. I mean, wake up. Holy fuck. Yeah. Bill Barr visited the prison Jeffrey Epstein was in. Bill Barr. Where's that guy? Someone wake that turtle up. All right, that fucking fat fucking sea turtle. Get him out of the ocean, all right? Get him to start biting on shit. This guy, I mean, look at him. Have you seen a picture of Bill Barr? I'm not going to show you. Go look it up. He looks a classic pedophile look, okay? Classic. I swear, it's not so insane. It is, it's infuriating. Sure, it's infuriating to get owned again. Just loss after loss for the American people. Even when we think we win, we lose. It's pathetic. I mean, it's a joke. I mean, I'm shocked. I can't even believe it. This is what we're doing in this country? The country of lies? America lies. This is what you got to do to get in the government? Just be a liar? I mean, this is not it. This can't be it. That's the only thing we're proving right now. I mean, look, it's insane to think that, thousands of people got to get molested and possibly murdered, sacrificed to the alien gods, for us to realize that this country is in fucking dire straits. I mean, seriously. I mean, the normies. We don't get to control anything, but we also don't get to be shocked. Okay? I mean, yes, we're infuriated. We're mad. We're angry. We're sangry. Sure, Saager is angry. I'm angry. We're so mad he can't even, get our thoughts together about it. But stop it with the surprise. I mean, come on. I mean, it's like we, this is the first time you realize people are insincere. They just do and say anything to get what they want. I mean, God, I just, I'm not with it. Okay. I don't get to be here and be so happy about being right. All right. I don't get to do that. I'm not happy about being right about how, Trump's a fucking fake loser who was never going to back up anything. I don't get to be right by saying, Biden smells kids too hard. And there's something going on. Yeah, 400,000 kids, 400,000 kids lost under Biden. Where did I read that fact? Anyone know about that fact? I think I read it on Reddit. No, not Reddit. Ghislaine Maxwell's probably still a moderator over there. No, it's I probably in the comments on Instagram. No, that sounds right. But yeah, this is what they do. This is what everybody does. This is what it's all about. Yeah, I mean, again, talking about those viral clips that everyone else is showing about the conversation Tuck and the Sog had is this is what they're proving. They're proving to everybody, to everyone in charge, that they're still the liars we all know and love. Yeah, maybe we don't get to be as complex about it as we did in the past, but, we'll still do it. We'll still lie. Everyone right now, get a podcast and start fucking yapping about Jeffrey Epstein. All right, this is what I believe. It's banana shit crazy. Yes, Americans should be mad, and the only reasonable answer to that is starting your own podcast. Do it on your dining room table. Tucker really showing us up right there. You can do it. You can do it on a dining room table. I live in a studio apartment. This table I'm on right now is a foldable table, and I don't fold it often enough. But we got to get out there. Start talking, man. I mean, everyone in the government is a lying piece of shit. We got to make it a system where people who get in are not liars. Is that so hard? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. Moving on to the weirdness of this story. It's a story now, right? It's a conspiracy theory. We've made it around. They've proven to us. They've told us honestly about the truth of the matter. And anyone who says otherwise is totally right. Yeah, so here are the details. Saager, he's going to talk forever on this, and thank God. I really need to fill time on this podcast, and the longer clips I play, the better for me. So please, Saager, say what I want to say, but better. Please do it now, you South Asian god. He's good looking, isn't he? Just got married. He just had kids. Please don't send your kids to summer camp, Saager. You're from Texas, aren't you? All right. A little bit of Israel, too. He's been everywhere. He's a traveling man. Put him on. More Saag.
No. And in particular, in that document, I think it's one of the most disgusting documents ever released by the United States government, because it said there was no blackmail, we're not releasing this information. Kash Patel has this new line about how we're not going to re-victimize women. Ask the Epstein victims themselves. They have been begging for this information to come to light, specifically to implicate the powerful men that victimized them and through which they were, they were basically used for trafficking purposes to ensnare them in this high-level U.S. intelligence, Israeli intelligence operation, probably run in conjunction. And the trail of this entire thing it enrages me. It actually enrages me as an American.
I don't think you're alone. And I do think, as someone who voted for the president, campaigned for the president a lot, I'm not attacking the president, but I think even people who are fully on board with the bulk of the MAGA agenda are like, this is too much, actually.
Yes.
I'm saying that with love, and I hope that they're listening, because I think this threatens to blow up the whole thing. But let's just back up a little bit and just pick at some of the inconsistencies here. So you're saying that Pam Bondi said on camera, we have a client list.
On the White House lawn.
I've seen the client list.
Yes.
And then yesterday, she's saying there's no client list.
There's no client list. And there was no systematic blackmail. That actually might be the most preposterous line in the document.
But it doesn't make any sense. So they've said that there were thousands of young people, in some cases minors, underage, children, sexually victimized. Are they saying that Epstein single-handedly had sex with all? Because actually, for whatever it's worth, I don't think anyone I've never seen anyone make the claim that Epstein had sex with anybody.
Yes, that's right. Well, a lot of these allegations revolve around like group activities, and they around like masseuse and being. I mean, look, the way that Dershowitz and others would claim it is I kept my underwear on and it was all very above the board massage information. There's that famous photo of Bill Clinton in the airport terminal with one of these young victims who herself says she was a victim of the Epstein entire machine. So you're exactly right. It's like for these thousands of women, were they victimized entirely by Ghislaine Maxwell and by Jeffrey Epstein? Because by the way, that's not even what the Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein court documents and other things that we already knew that were in the public information. That's not what they say. That's not what the testimony of the victims of these people say. And so, again, even this client list thing, I do think people can go down the rabbit hole too much and think that there is, as you know, there's no ledger as client had sex with so-and-so and we, because of that, supported Israel. Like, that's not how it works.
So the term client list itself is misleading. misleading. You're saying.
It's misleading because really what we want is a full list of the victims, of the people who flew on the flight logs. But the most important is the money. And I think a lot of people actually miss that in the Epstein story. Jeffrey Epstein came to power largely because he worked at Bear Stearns and effectively was like a high finance money laundering expert. That's effectively what we can learn from his background. That's how he came involved with Leon Black. Leon Black was one of the most powerful men in New York. I mean, this is the head of the Apollo Group. He paid him $170 million through various shell corporations for tax advice. And when he was caught doing that, he was said, actually, it wasn't even useful because all the tax advice was actually in the public domain. So what? I mean, Leslie Wexner in the 1991, I believe, signed full power of attorney over to Jeffrey Epstein. He was one of the richest men in America. I think he was the richest man in Ohio at that time. Jeffrey Epstein becomes the head of the Wexner Foundation, funnels some $2.5 million to Ehud Barak, the former Israeli prime minister. I'm putting these things out there because I want people to know that the money is an integral part of the operation, and to the extent that the sex trafficking and all of that is linked, they are fused together because they were used primarily by the intelligence community. Both Epstein was a conduit of high stakes money laundering for things like, not Iran-Contra specifically, but let's say like funneling arms from Israel to Iran. This was also how he met eventually Robert Maxwell and became ensnared with his daughter, Ghislaine Maxwell. The money laundering is actually more key to his intelligence
arms
rules.
From Israel to Iran?
Well, this was a key part of the Maxwell story. Robert Maxwell is a very sketchy character, Ghislaine Maxwell's father. People focus on the tabloid. That's actually not all what I'm interested in. What I'm interested in is the fact that he's this Czechoslovakian Orthodox Jew who escapes from the Nazis. He eventually becomes a highly decorated soldier. Actually, I think he won the second highest medal in the UK for his operations during World War II. From that point forward, becomes very, very enmeshed with the Zionist community inside of the UK and propping up the newly formed state of Israel. From that point forward, he basically serves as a high stakes, almost an entity in and of itself. That's the way that Daryl Cooper has described him, is like a sovereign wealth fund almost, which with together brokers all kinds of cutout deals, between Israel and Iran. And actually, Epstein himself, when he was just 28 years old, flew on a private jet, I believe, to the Pentagon with somebody who we know is directly linked to these, previous intelligence operations and funneling money and weapons into many of these conflicts. So this stretches back decades, and that's a very, very important part of the story. So please just do not tell me that there's no part of a systematic blackmail campaign. It's so preposterous, and it actually just makes me want to tear my hair out. And I guess the only good news is that, just like with the Kennedy assassination, we do all know the truth. The Kennedy assassination broke this country. I really believe that. I know you do as well. But it broke something even more fundamental and opened up what they called the credibility gap under the Johnson administration, where prior to the 1960s, Americans trusted their government. It was actually a beautiful thing. I mean, it was bad in some ways as well. We were taken advantage of by the Dulles brothers and a lot of other horrible things they were doing in the 1950s. But it was beautiful in the sense of social and of civic trust. Yes. And something was broken with that, with the Kennedy assassination. And then it was extended, of course, into the war in Vietnam. And we've never been the same since. And all the Trump administration elected on the backs of a lot of these people who want more transparency in government, saw a lot of this corruption, to just turn around and do the same thing. It's just too much. It's too much for me, and I think it's too much for a lot of other people.
Too much. Oh man, I'm overloaded with the info. Oh my God. Big point here. Look, it's okay. People weren't just molested for pleasure. It was also money. There's thousands of victims, and at least it's for money. Right? I mean, thank God. Thank God it wasn't just sex. It wasn't just weird, evil sex. It's for the only thing that matters, money. Okay, really. Yeah, man, the story is insane. There's so many parts to it. And yeah, just for the these people who were voted in for the transparency just to come around and lock up. It's pretty pathetic. I mean, it's so interesting. You can't ride this forever. I think some people have said that, string it along. So many weird fucking things about this. I mean, we're not even talking about all the paintings, right? The Epstein paintings. What's up with that shit? Isn't that like a huge part of this? This guy's got paintings. This guy's got a lot of paintings of very specific people in very weird circumstances. Yeah, the connections are never ending. I mean, I feel like if someone painted me in a blue dress, that's blackmail, right? It's like, I have this painting. I'm going to show everybody. I mean, we saw it all after Jeffrey Epstein died, and that hurt. That hurt. That hurt. That hurt the sense of dignity that Bill Clinton had, right, guys? No, I mean, yeah, it's just you can't do this. You can't lie like this. I mean, and especially when it's so fucking like interesting, right? I mean, just Lane and Epstein. Well, I mean, no one can write a romantic comedy about that. Does Israel want to fund that? Make a romantic horror. A romantic comedy horror. We should call it Love Island. All right. It's just the connections, right? I mean, you can't even believe it. It's we talk about it in a way where these lines in sex are keep getting pushed, right? I mean, is this also tied up into the LGBT movement? Ask Tucker about that one. But it's true. I mean, sex is a weapon. Okay, I said it. I mean, this is the thing. You use sex, you use money. Those are the two things that get people the most emotional, right? Make them easily controlled or tricked, and sometimes they'll even make decisions to end themselves. Okay, so they'll make decisions so predictable that there's no possibility but ruin. And you can't even understand how if people are doing things like that, how it could not involve others, right? I mean, this is the thing. I mean, it's all so obvious. Because, right, I mean, have we not also agreed that Israel is like a proxy government for the United States? Have we not even? Is that not? We agreed on that, right? So we've all made that decision that Israel works for us, and it's like a shell company. Maybe it's the other way around. Who knows? Look, I'm saying, this is the reality we need to get in touch with. All right, that World War II, it was about global domination. All right, and we won. We got it. Okay, yes, the way we did it, was it better than the way the Nazis or the Japanese or certainly Russia would have done it? Yeah, it's a little bit better. Okay, but the way we did it, I mean, truth and justice, the American way, that's not how we did it. All right, we didn't make those ideals real. Okay, we didn't win the war with ideas. We didn't rebuild the world with those ideas. Okay, we built it off of fiscal and physical domination. All right. And we've kept it going that way. All right, money, power, the American way. That's that's what it is. And if somehow people have not gotten a hold of that, this is the moment. This is the moment where you finally fucking grasp it with both hands, like you would Jeffrey Epstein's cock. Okay, start twisting, where you really just get it. Okay, just get it. That there's no hope for us. Okay, and they're using every weapon possible. They use the things that drive us, things that we exchange with. They'll do anything. I mean, and and they're pushing the lines too of what we're willing to accept, right? I mean, have us roll over on this one. Yeah, fat chance, but it's maybe a lot closer than we think. I mean, with all the TV and programming and now with the social media, I mean, we'll be shown more drastic and insane things every day, and eventually maybe the moral window will start shifting a little bit. Okay, I mean, look, the stuff you're into can be misappropriated for the worst things. All right, let's be serious. I mean, even as an artist, right? Even as an artist who's supposed to be creating and making. There's somehow like the inherent desperation in being an artist that you get any kind of traction via a certain method, and you start getting pulled that way. All right, like start, creating and making things to even push the line farther and farther. Is that why Garry Shandling was talking in such a flippant way? Was he trying to push the window of what can be tolerated? This is a interesting thing to think about, where you have to control people. You have to. You got to control yourself. I mean, that's the first step of success in life, is controlling yourself. And somehow it gets extended to others the more power you get. And it's hard. I mean, look, what, they have to get an island? They have to get an island for that? They got to get the planes going? I mean, it's too difficult. What if instead we started moving the minds of people into the place where we want them? I mean, look, we're gonna get a lot of shit next coming years, all right? And maybe this is one of those moments we're gonna look back on and say, okay, this is when we should have realized everything we're seeing and shown is fucking up our heads, fucking up our minds. I mean, God knows you show, this is an ongoing joke. You show anyone's internet history and it's like the most embarrassing thing that could ever happen to you. Show my internet history. I mean, why does the word anal come up so much? I mean, this is a question I'm going to have to answer. This is a problem. I mean, the blackmail we're all, the whole nation is fucking being blackmailed in some regard with all the data mining. I mean, if anything, they're blackmailing us to buy products, accept things, and whatever particular issue you want to pick. I mean, what's right, what's wrong. I'm not here to tell you, but this is what I'm trying to say, is that you're gonna be exposed. We're all exposed. The government's exposed. To whatever extent. How much do you think they can get you? This is now the game. This is now the game we're going to be playing for the future. All right, and if you don't get a podcast, I don't think you'll be able to participate. Get money or get a podcast. Those are the options. All right. I have more show. I really do. It's such a surprising thing that I do, but I have it. I want to talk a little bit about immigration. Okay. First, let me say, in reference to Epstein, immigration and sex trafficking, they're super tied together. Okay, so if we don't handle Epstein, we're never going to get a handle on immigration either. Okay, the pedophiles want immigrants. Okay, yeah, easier targets. What did I say about Joe Biden? Right on. So this is and this is something where you're gonna have to wrap our minds around both topics. I mean, everything's happening all at once, guys. And I was really worried about a little thing I heard about the Trump admin doing something. They're doing this thing about denaturalizing citizens. Anyone hear about that? You've heard about it. Yeah, you have. And I'm particularly worried because I don't know if you know this, but I have some naturalized citizens in my family. And I'm an anchor baby. So I'm fucking worried. Worried about this. And whenever I get worried about some kind of, legal or complicated topic, any kind of societal worry about how things actually function, I look to Asian people to answer this question. Anytime I'm worried about something I know is detail oriented and complicated, I look to an Asian person to explain it to me. So I found this guy. He's just some lawyer doing what I just espoused, starting his own podcast. He's got like 12K views. He has a law firm. He's doing his job. He's doing the modern thing, and I really appreciate him for it. So I'm going to play this guy. He's going to tell you about this naturalization thing happening, and you're going to get educated. I am going to jerk off, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Why did I say jerk off? Sorry, talking about Jeffrey just gets me going. Gets me thinking. All right, keep my thoughts to myself. Where's my outlet? Right on. Here it is. This Asian guy, Asian lawyer, talking about immigration. Let him do it.
What the government is doing with the denaturalization effort, if it is being executed in the wrong hands, it can obviously be bad. We have seen no indication that that is what is happening. It was started by the Obama administration in examining and furthering and reporting and examining the situation. So it has support from both parties, and it is done both at the USCIS level and also Department of Justice level and in the federal courts. There's a lot of due process. There's a lot of oversight. There's not likely to be the same type of mistake as you see from the other branches of government, such as ICE, where they accidentally detain U.S. citizens or they accidentally detain green card holders for a very long time. There's not going to be an accident where somebody's citizenship is denaturalized. So, with all that being said, I hope people can see this in a much more rational light. This is a needed national security effort. There's a lot of precaution in place. People are not going to get mistakenly denaturalized. Is it a big deal? Yes. But it is important for the country. And I don't recommend getting it confused with the same efforts that we're seeing with this same administration about canceling birthright citizenship and about canceling student visas and also, canceling people who are green card holders. It is not the same, in my opinion, from what I've studied. Now, it's happening at the same time, but that is very much in line with what this administration wants. Anything that will make them look good, they will do. Right? And you can't blame that. That's politics. They want to look good to their body, to their constituents, that they are doing everything they can to stop the flow of immigrants and migrants into the country, legally and illegally.
Wow, thank you so much, Calm Asian Man. You really made me feel better. I just do want to point out how Asian that guy is, right? You like at the beginning, just and then that pitched voice right at the end. Love him. He's so cool. Listen to his podcast. Turn my shit off. Put him on. Well, I put him in the description. Don't even know his name. Probably couldn't pronounce it either. Right on. Asians are so smart. I'm so proud of them. I like them so much. And with all the Asian educational stuff happening, everybody knows the elite colleges discriminating against Asians. It makes me realize how much smarter the Asians that got into Harvard are, right? Like the Asians who actually graduate from the Ivy League schools. I mean, if they were discriminating against them, imagine how smart and good these ones are, right? I mean, Asians do immigration right. Who's really? Let's be serious, okay? Who's complaining about the Asian invasion? Harvard and medical schools. That's how you do it, okay? I mean, that's how you do it. Watch every redneck start defending Asian people, okay? Watch them all try to stop Asian hate all at once, okay? No, it's really incredible. So happy to look at an Asian. Maybe you get smarter by osmosis. No, I'm racist. Asians are racist too. Asians are very racist against other Asians for some reason. Really, that's not how you do racism. What do the Vietnamese have against people from Thailand? What's going on with that? Is it because of the restaurants? Because you're all competing for restaurant space? Don't know. Not trying to find out either. But yeah, thank you, and yes, the immigration community does take immigration law very seriously. All right, as a Latino, I'm just saying we have a lot to learn from you, and I lo siento por todo mis palabras. Making a lot of good points right there. First point, okay, yes, denaturalization is probably the most drastic and insane of the types of policies that the Trump administration is trying to pull off, push out, and get people pushed out. I mean, yeah. I mean, look, if you already passed the test, if you already spent all the time This is so stupid. You can't. I mean, you can't get rid of these people. You can't do it. You can't do it. You got to be a citizen forever. You got to have those rights. All right. That guy Garcia, he's back. All right. Was he a citizen? No. But that's how much better you should have it. Can't denaturalize us. All right. My mom already snuck in. We already did it. And we got away with it. You let us do it too. Okay, that's gonna get her kicked out. I'm kidding. We did it all so right. We did my family did it all so right. Don't even look into it. And he does make a good point about the distinction between agencies, right? Because that's another interesting thing to think about when it comes to immigration, and because it's all differentiated. I work as a process server. And we actually, process servers don't do immigration court. There's nothing to. It's not how you get served. That's how you don't get notified by the normal course of court action. It's all this separate thing, and it's odd. I mean, and it's even weirder to think that ICE is also separate from these courts. They're like something people they work with, I guess, but also a different thing. Don't all follow the same rules, and it's what you gotta realize. It's a fucking Byzantine system. It's a Byzantine system, and maybe in one of the systems maybe one of the Byzantines you'll be okay, but in the other ones maybe it's complicated. The only thing I guess I figured out when you hear these stories about people who have legit residency, and they get mistakenly swept up, is a lot of the time those guys are hanging out with genuinely undocumented people. Okay, so I don't know what to tell you with that. I guess it's the same thing with people on parole can't hang out with felons. Maybe if you're in some stage of documentation, don't hang out with anybody who's not. I mean, I know a little bit about this. I try to talk to my mommy about it, who went through the process. Is that you have a responsibility if you're in some kind of halfway green card temporary residency. If you're in those states of the law stages, you have certain obligations that you got to keep, and if you don't do it, they may not be quote unquote important, or maybe sometimes even unreasonable to ask a citizen or a regular person to do the things that they're asked to. But you got to do it, or else you don't get in. And not sure what else to say about it. I mean, yeah. Look. I mean, I think talk about Saager again. He's pretty hot on immigration, and I think he's said before that. If you're talking bad about America and you're in some kind of stage of being accepted into it, probably not that smart. Probably not the best thing you should be doing. Yeah, if you want to be an American, gotta lie. Wake up. Wake up. And here's another thing, and maybe this is my own opinion, but it's hard for me to really get on board with immigration. I mean, aren't you supposed to make the place you're from better? Right? I mean, I have that feeling. I look at my grandmother who came to this country, and maybe she should have just been smarter and fought harder and stayed in the country and made it work. You got in charge. I mean, she had a very complicated family, and leaving was definitely the easiest thing to do, instead of dealing with all the maniacal behavior. But that's the thing. It's like, you're from there. If you can't fucking figure that place out, I mean, you're going to do better somewhere else? We did a lot better. I just saying, man, I'm living in California my whole life. I've met transplant after transplant. And, maybe I could say it now in this, modern, globalized, internet connected economy, maybe you ought not to have left that state you're from. Okay. Maybe you should have just made that place you're from better. Okay, I made a mistake one time, and I met some new comics, and they're living in LA, and they're from those states that I don't like. The middle South, those ones you don't need. I'm talking to you, Nebraska. Never gonna tour there. Sorry, don't need to go. Don't need to go to Nebraska. Sorry, buddy. And yeah, I was like, why'd you come here? You didn't want to make everything good where you're from? Sounds selfish. I mean, sounds silly. Look, I mean, yeah, man, if you're from some fucked up country, Haiti, El Salvador, the gangs, want to kill you, you're not going to form your own gang and fight them to the death? Am I crazy for even suggesting that? Look, you're from there, fight for it. You're a coward. You're a coward for coming here. Look, you're just gonna let Haiti be run by violent gangs? You're gonna do that. That was your choice. Yeah, maybe we don't even need Haiti. All right, whatever. But I don't know, man. Yeah, my family should get denaturalized. Get them out of here. I don't need anybody. I'm the citizen. I'm the anchor. You want me here? I've done so much for the economy. I got property. No, I don't. I have assets. No, I don't. I probably have less on average than an Asian immigrant. That's for damn sure. And talking about it, being the anchor, birthright citizenship. I will make this clear. I had to research it, but what he wants to do is just for people who are on temporary visas or green cards or whatever. Those kids that they have don't become citizens. All right. If you are already a U.S. citizen, naturalized or not, your kids born here are citizens. That sounds a little bit better than what I'm hearing about. Because I tell you that, hey man, you just come to America, you have no right to be here, but you have a kid by happenstance, didn't have to even been conceived in America. You didn't even have to fuck in one of our sleazy motels. You didn't have to fucking come in a Motel 6. All right? You didn't have to, come in a Motel 6 and perhaps have your sperm get mixed up with all the other sperm that's been in there and get a little citizenship in your blood, in your baby's blood. Come on. I mean, yeah, that does sound a little ridiculous. I mean, yes, technically, I was born by my mother before she had her citizenship. I mean, I was 10 when I watched her get it. I mean, it takes fucking forever, all right? Let's be serious. She's like in her, late 30s. And she came here when she was young. It's kind of ridiculous how long it took. You get to when they have kids after that long. I mean, yeah, maybe your system's a bunch of garbage. But I'm just clarifying that. Technically, maybe I shouldn't have it. Oh no, I'm so worried about my own. I'm gonna get kicked out of the country. You're gonna hear what I say about Israel. I'm gonna get kicked out. Yeah, I deserve it. I feel like this show would do really well in the Netherlands. I feel like I'd be really cool in the Netherlands. I'll be in the sauna, in the ice sheets, in the water. Yeah, maybe I should go to the Netherlands. Oh wait, immigration's really tough over there too. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, America. What a odd place. I mean, the country built on lies, and if you lie to be a part of here, you don't get to. Kind of weird. Kind of counterintuitive, if you ask me. All right, that was it. Holy shit, episode 53. It is 1:41 in the morning. Is that why I've been so soft this episode? It's because it's so late and I'm tired. Yeah, man, I don't know. Just try my best to do it. It was fun. This is my fun time. This is the time I feel like talking. Poor everybody who knows me. Poor fellows. I'm so alone. What am I gonna do? No, I feel accepted by women. I've had enough relationships with women. I'm very content. I'm not going to do anything to anybody. If I want a lady, I know where to get them. Okay, I'm not worried. You'll never have to blackmail me like that. Unless being really into girls who do anal is a problem. If that somehow becomes a problem, then yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble. But thank you, LGBT community. Really helped me out at the end right there. In the end, ugh. Okay. Yeah, man. So if you like the podcast, you can hit that button at the bottom, and if you do that, that's yeah, you'll be on a list. You'll be on a list that don't exist. Yeah, be really worried about your future if you like this podcast. Be really worried about it. If you comment, ooh, that's okay. All right, you did it. You're a bot. You've become a bot. Yeah, bot. After I just talked about anal. Sorry about the sounds in my voice. Does that get you going? Okay. All right, and then if you subscribe, yikes, eeks, ugh. I mean, don't let me be popular. I've been saying that forever. If you have listened to this whole thing, you know I don't deserve it. Okay, you know that if I were to get put into the conversation on the national level, I wouldn't survive. So don't give that to me. Save my own life. All right, be thrown out of the country. And anything else? Nope. I maybe, dude. Am I gonna post this on Spotify? Am I gonna do it? What is my password? What is it? Once I figure that out, my career will really take off. See, it's my only hurdle. Anything else? No, I said some things during this podcast and I regret them all. So, there's that.